Oh my goodness, oh my goodness, oh my goodness.
The following message is transmitted at the request of the United States government. The dead are rising from their graves and are attacking the human race. This is an extremely dangerous situation if they crave the taste of human flesh.
Happy Wednesday, you guys. Thank you for tuning into my channel, and you know what this is. Walking Dead Wednesday recap with Tiffany. Were you going crazy like I was? Because I literally had a headache. I wanted to turn off The Walking Dead. Like I couldn't deal with this past Sunday. Let's just get into it. Before I start, this video is going to be a major Thank You was the name of this episode. I'm like devastated, you guys, but okay, here we go. I said crazy opening. The opening was nuts. It was out of this world. I can't even handle it. Next I said, how weren't the people of Alexandria trained to kill walkers with it being this late? So my question is, you guys, and you can leave comments below. You guys know I like to talk back to you and everything. How is it possible that these people haven't been trained or have never killed walkers before? Were they just stuck in that neighborhood like this entire time and then they boarded it up? Like, I don't understand, because they also had people that came in from other groups. So how have they never killed walkers and we're in like the 6th season? So I don't understand that. I don't get how they're so wimpy. And then I put, go Daryl, go. Daryl is awesome. If he ever gets killed off, like, I'm sure everyone's going to riot. Like, I just can't. He's the best. I love Daryl. I put Fear the Walking Dead promos. What do y'all think about them? They've been showing like Fear the Walking Dead clips like during commercial breaks of The Walking Dead, and I'm just curious like what you guys think about it. I'm still kind of confused, and I know you guys will probably ask me why I'm confused, but is this gonna be like characters that are introduced in the new season of Fear the Walking Dead, or is it just something that they have to keep us remembering that Fear the Walking Dead exists? So I'm not sure. I'm kind of partial to him. It's kind of okay and kind of not. I don't know. You guys know how I felt about Fear the Walking Dead anyway, but moving on. I said I don't trust the curly-haired kid. At the time, I didn't know his name when I was writing this, but like more and more, obviously, throughout the episode, his name is Nicholas. We all know Nicholas, the most hated character in the country right now. I said I didn't trust him, and obviously, we're gonna see why. I don't get why he was seeing those visions. Didn't those visions kind of remind you of Shane when Shane was getting weird visions? Or was he getting visions? Yeah, he was getting those weird, like, walker visions, or when he was killed, I guess. But I felt like he had those visions before he got killed. Yeah, you guys have to remind me about that. Leave me a comment below. Next I said, this episode has me stressed out. I was beyond stressed out, you guys. I was crying, I had anxiety, I had a headache, I wanted to turn the TV off, literally. And then I said, roamers, I prefer walkers or biters. I don't like that they called them roamers. I don't know. That was just a little tidbit that I threw in there. And then I said, I don't like the kid with the dreads, which I learned later on that his name was Heath. He reminds me of a less awesome guy version of Michonne. Yes. Then I said, poor Annie and David. Annie and David didn't make it. I wish that Michonne would have grabbed the letter that David wanted to give to Betsy, because that would have made for a nice part of the episode, if she's even still alive. I don't know if she was one of the ones that was killed by the wolves when they came to Alexandria, so, but yeah. That sucked. That was really terrible ways to go. And then I said, I love Michonne. I love when she was telling Heath off. She was like, you don't know. And like going through everything that they had gone through. I immediately just started thinking about every single season when she was talking about, you don't know if your blood is your own blood, or your Walker's blood, or your friend's blood, or your family's blood. It was just, that was a very intense monologue, and I really loved it. And then I said, moving on, we're about to get into the chunk of this episode. I said, Why didn't Michonne slice the walkers with her sword when they were trapped on the fence? Why didn't she grab the sword? I feel like she would have been like powerful, badass at that moment. And plus that would have made for an awesome scene. Can you imagine? She's holding on to the fence and then she like takes her sword out and she's like, in her serious face that she always makes. Like, it looks like she like just smelled something bad. Like the whole time. Her face just has like stank face the whole time, literally. Next I said, oh my gosh, Glenn. That really sucked. Glenn is my favorite character on the whole thing. Glenn and Michonne and Rick and Daryl. Those are like my favorite characters. Well, Carol's a badass too. Okay, those are my 5 favorite characters. I said, why did Nicholas say thank you? Which was the name of the episode, obviously. Now I get it. Why did he say thank you? Do you guys know? Was it because he just wanted to commit suicide? He's glad that he got him to this point? Like, was he thankful for Glenn for like trying to change him, but he realized he couldn't change? That was really confusing to me. Then I said, Nicholas and Glenn's scene reminded me of Shane and Herschel's nephew. I think it was his nephew. The scene like in early on when they were trying to like save Carl. I said that it reminded me of that scene where Shane had to either be eaten or kill the nephew so that he could get away and get back to Carl with the supplies that they needed to get him well. That scene reminded me of that. Then I said, are they back at Alexandria? Meaning Michonne, Heath, and the other black guy, who's actually in real life is the character Sasha's husband, by the way. If you guys didn't catch that, if you watched Talking Dead, you should really watch Talking Dead because, wow, that's a lot of stuff I learned as well from that show. Are they back in Alexandria when they're all walking together? Leave me a comment below. Next I said, how the hell, and I put it in all caps, how the hell does Glenn die and not Gabe? Okay, seriously, if Glenn is dead, which we aren't sure about, which I'm gonna get into, how can they kill Glenn off and not kill Gabe? Everyone wants Gabe to get eaten alive. We all know that. So like, why is Gabe still there and Glenn is getting killed off? Okay, moving on. You guys know how I feel about Gabe. I'm gonna say it every single episode. Gabe isn't dead yet. Does Daryl ever run out of gas in that motorcycle? You guys, he's been on that motorcycle for forever. Like, where do they get gas for it? Do you guys ever think about little things like that? And then last but not least, I said, I'm speechless. Is Glenn dead or not? Here's my thoughts on this whole thing. Yes, I was devastated. I'm still devastated because if you read the comics, you know that Glenn does die in the comics. Sorry if you didn't know that. That's a spoiler alert. Whoops. I didn't know that. I found out after the fact as well. But I don't think that Glenn is dead in this past episode. If you watch it and if you slow-mo it and watch it like 6 to 8 times like I did, you can see that Nicholas is actually on top of Glenn. And it looks like the walkers are eating Nicholas's shoulder. Or, I don't know. They said it was guts, but I don't know. It looked like a hump. So it looked like it may have been a shoulder. I don't know. A lot of people are saying that he is going to run under the dumpster, but even still, how's he going to get out? Or is it going to be just like when Rick ran under? Bam, I just thought about that. But yeah, I don't think he's dead. I hope he doesn't die off, but I feel like if he isn't dead now, like what if they kill him off in the next episode, which is 90 minutes long, you guys. Wow, I can't wait. I hope it's not all about Morgan though, because that looked really boring in the previews. But anyway, now what I'm gonna try to start for you guys is the question of the week. Hopefully I can remember. If I don't remember, leave me a comment to remind me. But question of the week, is Glenn dead or not? What do you think? Leave me a comment below. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Don't forget to like, share, and of course subscribe. I will see you guys next week. And until then, stay away. Bye.